U.S. Commerce Department fines GlobalFoundries for chip export to China SMIC, raising questions on effectiveness of U.S. export policies. After TSMC, the U.S. Commerce Department reportedly fined GlobalFoundries for supplying chips to an affiliate of China's SMIC, raising huge concerns about the U.S.'s export policies. TSMC is now followed by GlobalFoundries for being involved in indirect chip export to China. With the gigantic demand for semiconductors in China, GlobalFoundries players are unable to leave out the Chinese markets despite the influence of international trade policies. China is seen as one of the biggest industries when it comes to both semiconductor demand, supply. Hence, foundries such as TSMC and GF cannot cope with the influence of regional markets. In a new report by Reuters, the U.S. Commerce Department has imposed a rather modest penalty of $500,000 on GlobalFoundries, citing that the firm has supplied chips without authorization to a Chinese-backed affiliate. Diving a bit into details, it is reported that GlobalFoundries has sent 74 shipments worth $17.1 million to SJ Semiconductor without actually getting an official export license, which is why the trade has fallen outside of U.S. laws. For those unaware, companies doing business with China, either through direct means or affiliates, are required to obtain an export license from the Commerce Department, after which the specific trade is allowed to be carried out, and in the case of GlobalFoundries, failure to acquire the permit has resulted in the imposition of a fine. Interestingly, GlobalFoundries says that the export is a data entry error, which occurred prior to listing client details, which is why the firm didn't resort to getting the license. This fiasco isn't that large compared to what TSMC encountered, where it was reported that the firm has been supplying the essentials for Huawei's SN910BI chip, and the Taiwan giant defended this by stating that they were already in a client deal prior to when the sanctions hit back in 2020. The U.S. needs to strictly regulate its export policies and activities if they are eager to achieve its semiconductor ambitions, which include strengthening the influence of China over global chip markets and establishing in-house production lines. Incentives such as the CHIPS Act, although has brought in formidable progress, yet it hasn't been able to achieve its true objective, despite a hefty portion of the financial capital being used up.